All Blacks edge France out in an absolute thriller in Dunedin. I will say, if that really is France's B or C team, you've got to give it to them because they came to play and they made an absolute test of it. All Blacks too strong in the end. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you thought of the game, who played well, who didn't, some of the decisions not going All Blacks' way on some of those tries. What did you think of the reffing? France, being the B or C team, I thought really put their hands up in this game and made it an absolute test. What did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So I'll start by saying, if this really is France's B or C team, which you're looking at some of the guys that aren't there, like your Duponts, your Intermax, your Damien Penaud, your Thomas Ramos, your Louis Biel-Biarré, then there's a bunch of forwards that aren't there. This French side come into this game with, a ton of intensity, really brought it to the All Blacks. And regardless of whether it's a B or C team, it's still the French side that has been put out. You're still representing your country. You've still got that badge on your chest. You're still going to give it everything you've got. It's probably a credit to how well the top 14 is, or how strong the top 14 is, the depth France have within their rugby system. Because All Blacks win here by 4 points, but this French side that is a B or C team really, really took it to them in all facets of the game. My biggest thing that I was impressed with this French side is they never went down, or they never stood down. Whenever they got a try scored against them, or they just turned around and came back. They just kept coming, kept getting up off the deck and keep going. And I really like that from this French side. So again, while apparently it's the B or C team, yes, whatever, but I think Eddie Jones said it when he come up against the Springboks B team. He said it's never a B team. It is still the national team that is selected on that day. It's still the Springboks, or it's still France. It's still Le Bleu. Those guys are going to come out and play out of their skins. And these guys, they did that. They didn't get the result, but they played really well in this game, I thought. So we'll stay on the All Blacks first. Love the energy of the haka. I think one of the commentators said that they drew a bit of inspiration with the lighting and that from the French game. Was it the French game where they played the back end of last year? The lighting, the atmosphere with it, outstanding. Really, really good. Enjoyed that. And from the start, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a test. And test rugby is back. How good. Fantastic. The all black with the yellow boots, didn't mind that as well. I always just wonder, do they get the boots straight away? And do they have enough time to run those boots in? Because when you get your new boots and you train in them for a week, you've got blisters like this, man. So I wonder how that works. Anyway, anyone in the know, let me know. So big force change early on for the All Blacks was obviously the Sevu Reece got his head on the wrong side, got concussion, HIF, failed his test. D-Mac had to come on into fullback and then shift Will Jordan to the wing. It worked out all right because D-Mac made a couple of lovely runs. Will Jordan ended up scoring 2 tries, had his third one pulled off him. But that always does change the dynamic of things, because you go into games as a coach with how you want to play it or how you want to make changes. And when an early injury like that happens, it throws everything out. You're like, oh, I wanted to keep those guys on. I wanted to bring this player on at this time. So it does definitely throw a spanner in the works, although they adapted to that really well, the All Blacks did. Early try disallowed. Geordie Barrett's try disallowed. There was a knock on there somewhere, but man, Cam Roy got around the rucks. Really, really good, really dangerous as well. And we know, guys that watch him week in, week out in the Super, we know how dangerous he is in and around that rucks. But right after that, it's funny how that worked, because right after that try disallowed, France got the scrum from there and played a lovely little set play that beat one-on-one Billy Proctor with Adesogba, and he's quick. He's lightning quick, the youngster. Got on the outside of Billy Proctor there. They had a bit of some patience in the 22 then, ended up scoring. So it's funny how the All Blacks went from scoring, got the try disallowed, and then France went over to score straight away. All Blacks hit back straight away, needed to be the next to score. I loved the interplay throughout the game with backs and forwards was fantastic. The block running or the block plays that they were running with forwards running those short balls off the ball runner, and they've got someone out the back. For this one, Will Jordan's try goes untouched in the corner. Fletcher Newell runs a beautiful dummy run there. Sucks in that French player. Bowden goes out the back, throws a ball over the top, and Will Jordan goes over untouched. I thought Christian Leawili for his international debut was outstanding. He took to international rugby like a duck to water. It looks like he's been there for a while. He was really good with ball in hand, good in the lineouts, and good defensively as well, making a ton of tackles, making not just tackles, but dominant tackles, so making contact and taking those guys back. Really good, and just nailing his basics. I thought he did really well there. The set piece, outstanding for the All Blacks. The lineouts, like Fabian Holland on debut, just manning, bossing his lineouts. He was really good in that regard. Obviously, Tupovai was good at lineout time. Scott Barrett as well. And then Christian Leawili is there. To have that many options at lineout time, it makes it so hard to defend and a little bit easier, or a lot easier really, to attack from at those lineouts because you've got that many options. Really good. Scrums, good as well. Newell, De Groot and Cody Taylor first up, and then Tossi and Tokiawa Norris in the back end of the game, really strong scrumming. And it's such an integral part of the game. And if you can boss those, so lineouts and scrums, and really apply pressure when it's not your ball, you apply pressure onto the opposition. It makes it so hard for them as well. You can start disrupting their lineouts, their scrums. It's such a big attacking platform for any team. And if you can start bossing not only your set piece, but the opposition's as well, makes it really hard for them to defend. And I thought the All Blacks did that really well in this game. Tupovai's try, what I loved about this was just the direct running, going back to basics. Yes, Damien McKenzie steps inside, makes a big line break through the middle there, beats 5-6 players, but just the hard running back at the ball, just direct. There's nothing. The quickest way to the try line is running straight. It's basic. It's easier said than done, yes, because you have to beat defenders, but they did it here for Tupovai's try, and just the ruck speed was just immense. You've got someone like Cam Roygard who can get to those balls real quick. As long as the ball's there, he can play, and he's going to be there quick. You're going to give him quick ball at the rucks, he's going to be there, he's going to play, and the defense is going to be really hard to defend there, and they did that really well. You can definitely see how Razor wants to play. Quick, fast ball, up-tempo, but big players getting over that vantage line as well with your carries. I feel like this era of rugby where you need to be quick, you need to be mobile, but you need to be big as well to physically front up in those contact areas. So when you're carrying the ball, get over that vantage line. But when you're defending as well, make big, strong tackles. And in this, it was more a case of the All Blacks being big, strong with their ball carries. Guys like Artie Savia coming around the corner. Scott Barrett, I thought, was really good in this regard. Christian Leawili, Karifi, when he came on, outstanding. You definitely see how Razor wants to play in that regard. Like up-tempo and let's play. I did think sometimes that maybe wanting to play too fast or maybe forcing an offload or throwing an offload that wasn't there. But still, this is kind of their first, it is their first game together this international season. So there will be little bits of balls not going to hand or a bit of timing that's out. But overall, that's how they want to play. Quick, fast, with big bodies running at you. Try and stop me. Interplay between backs and forwards for Jordie Barrett's try. Fantastic. What I loved about this, though, was the plays off 9, but working towards an edge. And they did this for 2 of their tries. Really working towards the edge. Normally when you get into the 22, teams will work towards the posts, because if you get a penalty, you're right there. You can take the 3 points. That's usually how it works. But they work to an edge here so that they've got the whole field to play with. They then bring the ball back. I think they do one more phase back inwards from the touchline, and then they go to the backs and they have those block plays running, guys coming straight at the ball, sucking French defenders in. They play out the back, and Jordie Barrett goes over in the corner. Fantastic. That was really good just before halftime. Then you go into the second half and you're like, all right, let's see what happens. They make an error right off the kickoff. France end up scoring from that. And you're like, oh, we're back in it. Yeah, it was a lot of tit for tat, but they do hit back straight after that. And this is, again, working to an edge, or they get an opportunity, firstly, within the 22. They work to an edge. They come back off that quick, efficient rucks. It's so hard to defend. It's so basic when you think about it, when you talk about it, but they make strong carries, hit the deck. You have guys making good cleans. The ball is there, good presentation. Cam Roigott can play off that. And then you've got backs coming, running from depth, guys running straight, guys out the back. Will Jordan grabs his second there, and that was really good. I did think in some instances their defense was getting caught out, guys not being connected. But in saying that, like, the scramble defense was really good from the All Blacks. Then what they did really well as well was being patient on attack when they get into the red zone or into the attacking 22, being patient, not looking to overplay their hand, just having the forwards run strong onto the ball from Cam Roigott. I thought Scott Barrett was really good in this regard. This was Billy Proctor's disallowed try. I thought he had that, but they brought it back. Then the obstruction for Will Jordan's hat-trick. I don't know, man. Tossie run, like, that defender is never catching Beauden Barrett. I think it was Beauden Barrett out the back. He's never catching him there. Plays in rugby have been running those block plays forever. Forever. How is this an obstruction? He's so far back. That's like a gap of 3 or 4 meters between Tossie, the defender, and Beauden Barrett, who's got the ball here. Please, let's not go down the rugby league route where anything half obstruction is getting called obstruction. They could be 20 meters different and they'll call it back for obstruction. I don't think that should have been called obstruction. It should be, could the defender make a tackle there? And there's no ways he could have. I thought that try should have stood. I thought Ardie Savea was fantastic again. Whenever a team or his team needs a bit of a momentum change or someone to just break the line, get over that advantage line, Ardie Savea is your man. He could have 3 or 4 guys on top of him. He somehow just wriggles his way out of it and makes 4 or 5 meters from that. He was fantastic. I thought Fabian Holland was really good as well. Bossed the lineouts, got around the park really well. For a debut, fantastic. Huge defensive effort at the end. 12 phases. They get the scrum. Then Tossie and Norris get a penalty from that. They kick their way out and they win it. They relieve the pressure. Oh, man. Outstanding at the back end there from the Piggies up front. Beauden Barrett kicking 5 from 5. Outstanding. That's what you want. With 4 points in it at the end, he did really well to kick his kicks there because you win it there. You're kicking your kicks. You don't kick 3 of those kicks, you don't win the game by 4 points. So outstanding from Beauden Barrett. Quickly touching on France, immense. Man, like I said, for a B or C team, immense. Outstanding. Come out there and thought, you know what? We're just going to take it to you. We're going to get up, keep going, and we're going to throw everything we've got at you. They were good defensively. They were good in attack. Whenever they got opportunities, they really stuck it to this All Black side. I think it's Sigons, the 10. Big boot on him, kicked a few penalties, long range. He controlled the tempo really well, and Le Garrick was really good in that regard. Their box kicks were pinpoint. I thought early on in the game when they made or they caused or they forced a lot of All Blacks errors from those box kicks, I thought that was going to be the entirety of this game, was just them kicking box kicks, applying a ton of pressure, but All Blacks kind of wriggled their way out of that. But French that was part of their game plan for sure, and they nailed that to a T. Odosogba was fantastic. He's so quick. He's so quick. Imagine him and Louis Bielbiere on the team together. So quick, man. They just get these ballers from I don't know where. And again, it just shows for me, it just shows the impact that top 14 is having on this French team. This to be a B or C team, to come out and display a performance like that, outstanding. I thought Gillard was really good in carrying the ball, getting over that vantage line, strong around the park as well. He was fantastic. And just in massive intensity from a B team. Really took it to the All Blacks in all facets of the game. Were fantastic. I thought Fisher, the number 6, really, really good. He was tough to get off the ball. Made a few turnovers there, and he was just all over the park there. Scrambled defense was really good as well. But not to be for the French side. But I will say, man, if this is a B or C team, really, really good for them. And they'll be, next game, because they're in it. They know now what it takes, or what they can change, or what little changes they need to make to get those extra 4 or 5 points. And next test is going to be an absolute cracker. But what a game this was. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of it. Who played well for you? Who didn't? What did you think of All Blacks' first performance of 2025? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye.